Hello and welcome to DAO Watch episode 37. Let's just get started, shall we? So we're going to do Dash, we're going to do Arbitrum, we're going to do PIVX. We're bringing PIVX back after a long hiatus. And finally, we're going to have a look at, fast look at Cryptosi DAO. So let's get started with Dash. For Dash, we are going to look at two proposals. The reason why is because we've got one particular guy who is on an absolute tear at the moment called Shenmik, I guess. I don't know. Problem with reading names like this is that you don't actually know the name. You just know the letters, but you can't read them. Anyway, he's got a bunch of proposals. Reason why I like this is because what he's done is he's broken down each of the proposals into the one, and you can decide whether or not you want him to do it or not. Previously, they would have all been in one big lump, and it would have been like, oh my gosh, this guy's getting paid so much. Why? When he breaks it down, you can see what he's doing, and you can see whether or not it's worth money. So we're going to look at two things. The first one I want to look at is Dash DApps. This is a very simple proposal. This is a proposal for a catalog for the dApps that are going to be launched on Dash platform. He's bought the domain already, and he's already showing the design. So this is what the website will look like. Let me just zoom in. So this is what they will look like. The app will look like. I guess this is desktop, just to show you can have your app and you can add it on here, and then people will be able to find your dApp. This will be pretty good for the likes of me who like to build stuff and put it out there, and then no one gets to see it. With this, people will get to see it. On top of that, let's look at the proposal. It's quite straightforward. I would have liked it to follow a standard format, maybe where it says the information in here, but because we do have it up there, and it does look like he's just knocking these out because he's busy working, this is brilliant. So the budget only includes the front end development, but it should be pretty much straightforward. So the ask for this project is 40 Dash. So 40 Dash, $900 just to get the front end together, which is pretty good because you would normally spend at least half that just getting the designs done. So this is good value, nice, concise proposal, pretty straightforward from a guy who's doing loads of different things, and he's breaking down his proposals into different jobs that he's doing. So for me, of course, this one will be a yes. At the moment, 151 yeses, no nos. I'm going to add a yes to that. So that will be 152. And let's look at his second one, which is for the Dash Trustless Staking dApp. Now, this is very important, as we did speak before previously about CrowdNode and them trying to get a MiCA license, which it looks like will cost much more than this decentralized solution. So with this decentralized solution, if we show the full, and that's possibly the main problem that I have with this proposal, is that it's quite poorly formatted. So basically, it goes into a concept that we're going to have a trustless application for staking. Uses Dash platform and multi-sig. So you put your money in, or you commit a certain amount of money. When it reaches 1,000, it sends out a multi-sig transaction, and everybody signs it. Once everybody signed it, then the masternode is set up. It's quite straightforward. It's pretty good. Don't know how it will handle when people withdraw and break the masternode. I don't know how that will happen, or if it will be you sign up for a certain amount of time and then you decide whether or not you want to sign up for a extended period of time. I may ask that. Several weeks ago, they started with a CLI. That's a command line where you type everything in. That's quite hard for most people to use, but that's the basic way to develop it, I guess. Or the basic way they want to develop it is start with a command line, which most people won't be able to use, and then add a front graphical interface that everyone will use. You know what I mean. So this proposal, they're asking for $2,000. I guess that is signature sharing nodes. The initial implementation took 89 Dash. Our expectation for the next sprint is 100 Dash. So it looks like 89 or 98. I'm a bit confused by this part, but they're asking for another 98 Dash. And they have got the GitHub here, so you can go and have a look at the work they are doing. It was last updated 4 days ago, so they are working on this thing. I'd like it if they had a README file in there, but they don't. That's fine. And I think if we look carefully, I think I've got the designs. Yeah, so here's the designs for the trustless staking. Looks like it'll be done on mobile. You can say you want to join someone's pool, add your Dash, get in there, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I don't know if they'll have like a little chat room for each pool that you're in so that you can discuss governance topics or things like that. But it's a nice little DApp. So for me, I think this is brilliant work. The fact that it's already up on GitHub, so you can see who's developing it. Lexzel and Shenmik. You can see their other work. It's quite busy developers. For me, this one's definitely a yes, because of the problems we had with CrowdNode and the problems that we all have moving forward with centralized solutions. Things like this, to me, they just seem like no-brainers, and it's amazing that this guy is still working on it. We haven't seen anything from Dash Labs for a little while. Dash Labs. I forget what they were called now. Not Dash Labs. I forget what they were called. I haven't seen anything from them for a little while. Ryan and those guys. Let's see if there's anything from them. Oh yeah, here we go. Dash Incubator. That was it. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, this it looks like it passed. Did it pass? Yeah, it passed. So yeah, Incubator's still running. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on swiftly to the next one, which is going to be quite a short one, although this one's a very difficult proposal, I thought. So the reason why I'm showing this one is because it highlights, first of all, it's Arbitrum. Second of all, it highlights the difficulties of being a delegate and the difficulties of governance sometimes, and how from time to time you may be delegate to a project whereby some of the proposals are so complex that you simply can't be delegate on multiple projects. And it's because of proposals like this. So this is a proposal for Arbitrum DAO to register the Sky custom gateway contracts in the router. Now, this is super complex. It's about bridging. So it's a means for you to move tokens, a particular token or two particular tokens, the USDS and the SUSDS. So these are the Sky stable coins from Ethereum mainnet over to Arbitrum. Currently, you can move it from Ethereum mainnet to Base, and what they wanted to be the next destination was Arbitrum. When we started this episode, we did start with this in the background. I should have mentioned it at the time, but this is the actual Spark product. So if we go in here, we can go and we can earn 6.5% using stablecoins, etc., etc. So the proposal basically wants the DAO to vote to allow the Arbitrum Network's router to integrate these smart contracts. Now, the smart contracts are custom built, but they are based on smart contracts that have got some battle-tested hardness to them, and they also have already been audited, as was asked by almost every single delegate. What was quite interesting to see was that a lot of delegates, I will pick out the second from last one, a lot of delegates came through and asked the same question. Have you been audited by a major firm? An audit from a major firm does definitely reduce the risk of something going wrong, but it doesn't eliminate it altogether. It doesn't eliminate it totally. There was also a good point here, which is what the point I would have liked to make, is that he's in favor of this, but he does have concerns about how we manage this moving forward, or the volume of requests. So Daniel, who we featured in the last episode, it probably in multiple DAOs as I am, and for that reason he doesn't want to be handling things like that. So could there be a way in which you have some sort of council of maybe 10 or 15 delegates who come together to decide what gets added or removed from the router? They would be highly technical delegates, and I guess they would move in and out on a rotating basis. And instead of having one of these each time you want a custom gateway contract or a custom contract on Arbitrum, you would instead simply have you poll a subset of the delegates and they respond, and maybe they get paid a little bit extra for doing that particular task. And that way you only have to vote the people in and out of that council once a year, and off you go. You're away to the races. So yeah, so for me, this one, it's a straightforward proposal. It's a straightforward proposal. No, nobody's going to vote no, but it is something that, if you're doing your due diligence, takes a little while to understand, especially if you're not massively technically minded. Like, why would you give a damn if you could bridge it or not bridge it? If you don't want it anymore, you would sell it. But with being able to bridge tokens, you wouldn't only be able to bridge these stable coins, but I'm assuming they want to bridge other tokens in the future, including governance tokens, which would make the Arbitrum experience identical to the native experience, which is good for the Arbitrum network. You don't want second-rate products on your network, which work much better on other people's networks. So for me, this one's a yes. It's a very long proposal. It's something that I don't really want to deal with as a delegate. It's kind of boring. It's not really in aid of making the network much better or doing a big thing. It's just a part of an integration, which should be a decentralized endeavor anyway. So for me, it's a yes, definitely. I'm not even sure. I don't even understand why this is even a proposal. Like, why does the router not just allow you to customize what you bridge through? Why can't you just bridge any token through, providing it meets a certain standard? This I don't understand. So on that note, I'm going to say this one's a yes, and move on. And let's go on to, well, before we do, actually, there was another nice little proposal that I liked, which we'll just quickly take a look at. It's not quite a proposal yet. It's on the way to being a proposal. And it's this. So we've got two Arbitrums today. It's a builder appreciation, which is an airdrop for people who deploy contracts on Arbitrum retroactively. The reason why they want to do it is because they feel that on Unichain and Optimism are paying builders more to deploy there. It matters, really does. If I'm building something, which I do build, I'm going to want to go to the places where I'm going to feel the most love. If Unichain and Optimism, there's a chance I'm going to get a kickback further down the line. that's where I'm going to go. It's probably not going to be the only factor, but it definitely will be a factor. So what? And he goes through this in his rationale. The the part which I'm possibly not on board with is this 100,000 for 2 to 3 months, and that's just in admin fees. I think that's quite a lot. But I will say that 500 million ARB to entice people to come and launch things, I think is good. I think you're going to struggle to be able to decide which was a good deployment and which was people just trying to farm this ARB. Would you do it based on how much gas the smart contract has taken over a period of time? That doesn't really show users either, because then I guess you're optimizing for expensive contracts, which are gas guzzlers. So this will be interesting how they work this out. I hope that this gathers momentum. I hope that it goes forward. Obviously, I can't vote yes or no on it yet because it's not finished yet. It should be a part of the long-term discussion and input from hundreds of people. So I really like the way he's going about it. So for me, or whilst it's not a yes, it's one of those ones which I really appreciate. So I will give it a like, and it's a conversation that hopefully when I get some time, I will jump into. Well done. I find myself aligned with the proposals strongly against this. Comment strongly against this proposal despite our urgent need. The goal is right, but airdrops are the wrong approach. Interesting. Creating a builder flywheel requires structured support systems, not scattered token distributions that have proven to only retain users and builders short term. What we need is comprehensive builder incubation program that provides resources, mentorship, and targeted incentives tied to development milestone. I have the high respect for builders like the OP and want to see more innovation Arbitrum. Yeah, I don't see why you can do one and not the other. I don't see why you can't do both. So I would disregard this. This is Max Lohman. I don't know if he's yeah, I would disregard this. I don't like this comment. This is not for me. You don't have to do one or the other. I think that an airdrop for builders is a part of this whole thing, the builder flywheel. I think it's a part of it. Maybe you say you need to get so much gas from so many different users over such and such period of time, then you will get an airdrop and it will be vested for 6 months or whatever. There's so many ways that you can mitigate the things that he's saying here. So yeah, let's see what happens. It does seem, if he's quoting all of these people, that there is a lot of going against it. But this will be an interesting one to look over for me anyway. And on that note, let's move on to our final project. We are making extremely fast time today, which is PIVX. We haven't done PIVX for a while, and we're coming back with an easy one. So this is Jeffrey, lead of business development. He's asking for 30,000 PIV, which is around $5,000 per month as a full-time business development, which basically it looks like it's organizing exchange integrations, manages the PIVX email server, and he liaises with marketing to give them information for their podcasts or whatever it is they're building. Get PIVX listed on more exchanges, etc., etc. This one, as you can see, has got no comments from anybody else. So it really not much comments from me. I think this is important. There is, if you look at Dash, there is a similar proposal from their business development team, which is more than just one person. So they're spending a lot more money on their business development. If I can find it, Dash Pay, iOS. Here we go. Here we go. This is very similar. It's very similar. So this is business development. So it's their right. It's their job to go and get partnerships, etc., and go through that. And it's the same with Jeffrey over here. He goes through, gets partnerships, etc. Do I think this is worth it? Yes, definitely. Business development is the most difficult and important part of continuing a project, especially a DAO. Everything else seems to take care of itself, but business development never really does. And without business development, the token's got no value and therefore nobody gets paid. So this guy is, for me, one of the most important members of the team. I know Jeffrey personally, obviously having worked with him before. So it's easier for me to give this one a yes. I don't have the actual master notes to vote, so I can't actually vote, but if I could, I will be voting yes for this one. In terms of the complexity of the proposal, it's quite straightforward. Just says this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I've done, and this is how much it will cost. I would like if he had some contact details here for people to contact him if they did need any business development done, or they did have any business development ideas. But I guess you could contact him here. So I'm nitpicking, trying to find ways that this proposal could be improved, but no, I can't. So let's move on, and let's move on to our final proposal of the day, and this one is Cryptosi DAO. Cryptosi DAO is the greatest DAO in the universe, and we've got a quite straightforward proposal this time, which is for liquidity provision. So a few months ago, we bought Polytrader AI token and Lisa Kim AI token. That went for a governance proposal, which you can see here for a strategic investment in two tokens. Now the strategic investment has been made and the two tokens are just sitting there. Somebody came up with the wise idea, why not put these tokens into a pool and provide liquidity so people can trade between them, and the funds that get earned will go into the Cryptosi DAO treasury. It's quite a straightforward proposal. There's not really any, I don't know why it's not showing the whole thing. For whatever reason, it's not showing the whole thing now. This Aragon front end can be super janky. Here we go. Shows the hold wallet, shows the trading wallet, execution plan, risk management, exit strategy. So the DAO will decide when to stop doing this. This is another one which I think, should it be a proposal for every time the DAO does something, or should it be overseen by somebody? At the moment, there is no group to oversee it, so it is done by proposal each time. And the benefits are clearly laid out, call to action here. So it's a well written out proposal. I would say that. So for me, finally, this one is also a yes. And on that note, thank you for watching. If you are a member of any of the communities that have been featured, Dash, Arbitrum, or indeed PIVX, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Get the news out about your project and that there is active governance going on. So interesting that I'm covering it. And if there's anything you disagree with, so if you think that I'm wrong for saying that this is worth the money that Dash will be paying, leave it in the comment section below. I try to answer all the comments. I even answer the ones that are about seed phrases being lost and things like that. I'll answer them. So like, follow, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I will see you all next week. I've been Cryptosi. You've been great. I am building a tool to help people. This is on a complete side note, to help people appraise proposals nice and quickly. And I did use it for this actual episode. And I will be releasing that to the public. Actually, I guess I can show you. DAO Watch Prep. It is a public. It's actually public already. So yeah, automation tool. So I'll do a short video on this another time, maybe in the next episode, just explaining how it works and how it can help you review proposals. Just gives you some pointers and gives you some thinking points really in the future. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all next week. Adios.